Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd show you my new bullet journal, which is this one, because I'm about to start using it in a few days. This is my old journal. I've used it for exactly a year actually, and I have like 4 pages left, so that's like perfect timing, honestly. So yeah, I've started setting up my new bullet journal and I figured I would show you my setup. The journal that I've used this year has been really nice. The papers are really nice, like the way it opens. I've really liked it and it was just a perfect length. This is actually quite a bit thicker. I think I have quite a bit more pages, and also the pages are slightly bigger, so I'm curious to see how long this will last me. It would be nice if it could also be 1 year, but if I have a lot of pages left I'll probably continue using it because I don't want to waste all that paper. But I do really like the look of it. It came with this like paper flap around it, but yeah, I'm not really gonna keep that on. It's not really convenient. I think like you can put your key in here, but yeah, if I really want to write, and it looks cute, but if I really want to write my key somewhere I can just do it, or like stick in this bit, but like having this wrap around it is not very convenient, I think. So yeah, I'm not really going to use that. I think this is just a Dutch brand, by the way, because yeah, it's just called My Bullet Journal in Dutch, and the brand is called Mus, which sounds very Dutch. So if you're not Dutch, I'm not sure how useful it is, but I do think they're very pretty. They have very pretty designs. So yeah, this is what the journal looks like without its sleeve. On the first page, well, like to the cover, I've sticked an envelope because like my previous journal had a pocket in the back and in front that really useful for just like random notes that I wanted to keep and not lose track of. So I stuck in an envelope in here. It's not a very big one, so maybe I'll put in a bigger one at the back, but I do really like this one. Yeah, just a random sticky note. I don't really remember why that's in here, but oh well. So this journal comes with like quite a few suggestions already for pages. My last journal didn't really have that, only the index I think in the future log. So yeah, yeah, here it has like a suggestion to put a quote. So I just put a quote that I like. It had long since come to my attention that people of accomplishment rarely sat back and let things happen to them. They went out and happened to things. I really like that quote. It's also in my last journal, but I think it's just a good reminder for me to go after the things I want. So here is an index page, and here the index is continued. I haven't really started it, and honestly it's not something I really use all that much. I had an index in my previous 2 journals as well, but I only used it for like the first 2 months maybe, and I never look up anything in the index, so I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it. Maybe I'll just like put another quote or like nice illustrations here or something. I don't really know yet. I also haven't filled out this page. It's like a calendar for the year, because I'm not really sure how people use this. Like, these are just tiny boxes. I can't really write anything in it. So is it just so you know like which date falls on which day? Like, I can't really see the use of it other than that. So I haven't really used it, and I don't know if I will. So this next page already had this circular thing on here. The rest I wrote obviously, but I think this is normally used for like something that's called Level 10 Life. I didn't know that while I watched like 2 YouTube videos about it, but it didn't really sound like something I particularly wanted to use, because like you give certain areas in your life a certain rating. Like I think I'm at level 4 in this area or something. That's what I understood from it, and I just don't think that's very useful for me to think it that way. So I've still like thought about certain areas in my life that I want to like work on or just invest time and energy in, but I just am going to colour in all these boxes. Like for every time I do something towards a certain like area, I'm just going to colour in one of those boxes. That's what I'm going to do with it. So I have study, habits, creativity, sustainable living, physical health, mental health, fun, writing, and family and friends. And here I have just some suggestions as to like how I feel like I could work towards like colouring in all the boxes, I think. But yeah, just suggestions. On the next page, this journal already had a map in it, which I really liked, and so far I've just like coloured in all the countries that I visited so far from what I remember. As you can see, I've mostly been to Europe and some Asian countries, and I've been to Argentina. On this page, I wrote down 2 of the Japanese writing systems, hiragana and katakana, and it's just like a reminder because I've learned them so many times, but it's just good to have kind of a reference to look back on every now and then, because when I haven't written them in that long, especially writing gets really hard. Like, it's not too difficult to read them and recognize them, but to write them myself is a bit difficult, so it's just nice to have a reference page for that. On the next page, I have my future log for the rest of the year, so September, October, November, December, just stuff that's going to happen in the future that I don't want to forget, mainly birthdays so far, but yeah, it's just for the rest of the year. And on this page I have, this says next year, and I just have some dates that I want to remember for next year. So when it gets to 2019, I'm going to make another future log like this, and then I'll put in all these dates. Here is just an empty page because I probably will think of more dates I need to remember, so I wanted a bit more space. On this page I have my goals for the year and my language goals also for the year actually, but I just have a lot of language related goals for this year, so I made it like a separate list. For my language goals I've already done quite a bit. For my other goals not so much, as you can see, but yeah, there's all goals, like I'm working on some of them, so I might be able to finish some more, we'll see. On this page it's basically a page to keep track of from who I've received a letter and who I still need to reply to. Like, usually I had one of these lists in my previous journal, and I found it really useful because, like, with one pen pal it's really easy to keep track of the letters and if you've replied or not, but when you have several pen pals that gets a bit more tricky sometimes. So in my previous journal I would just write down the name of the person that I received a letter from when a letter arrived, and I would tick off their name when I had replied to them. So that way I always knew whether I had replied to a letter or not. On this page it's just a bunch of simple meal ideas, because I don't really mind cooking that much, but especially after like a very busy or stressful day, I just don't really have the energy to think of something to cook. And then I have this page so that I can just look on this page and see like, oh, what do I feel like eating, and just pick one of these, and I don't really have to think about it that much. On this page, I haven't used this one before, but I think it's going to be good to use it, because this is basically to keep track of how much I'm reading versus how much books I'm buying. So, because like I have so many unread books and I want to get that number down. So here I'm going to write all the books I've read, and here all the books I've bought, and I want the list on this side always to be longer than the list on this side, so that I know that the amount of unread books I have is going down. This page is my language tracker. It's not really like super useful, I would say. It's just motivational for me because I like colouring in boxes and ticking off things, and like it makes me feel very accomplished, I guess. So on this side I have a Duolingo tracker, and I haven't coloured anything in here yet, but I'm going to do that when September comes around. So I'm basically in black. I'm going to fill in like up until what level I've gotten for each language. So say Swedish, I think it's like 20 or 21 or something. Then I'll colour that in black up until here, and Japanese is like 13 maybe, so I'll colour it in up until here, and then like in another colour I'm gonna colour in the levels as I like level up, so that at the end of my journal I can like look back and see how much I've progressed during the time that I used this journal. On this side I've written the titles of the language workbooks that I'm using, and for each chapter that I complete, I can just colour in one of these boxes. But yeah, I've already started some of these books, so I can already colour in some boxes. But yeah, I haven't done that yet. We'll do that soon. This page is my sports log, and basically what I do here is I keep track of the exercise I do, because sometimes I had one in my previous journal, which is just good to see, like, oh, I haven't done anything for a while, maybe I should be doing something, or I can look back at it and think, oh, I've been so active lately, that's really good. So on this side, I'm going to write the dates, and on this side I'm going to write whatever it was that I did, like running, hiking, ice skating, whatever. Anything counts, basically. On this side I have a list of Disney movies I want to watch, because when I was little we basically had 3 Disney movies. I think we had The Lion King, Sleeping Beauty and Jungle Book, maybe? I know we also had Snow White, but yeah, that was about it, and we just watched those over and over. But after that I felt like I was too old for Disney, so there's a lot of Disney movies that I missed, and that, yeah, I'm trying to catch up. As you can see, I've already watched a few more, but not really that much actually. On this page I just glued in some like pictures, because yeah, there was a bit of bleed through from like the illustration I did here, the Disney and the Winnie the Pooh illustration, because this paper is a bit more difficult to work with than my previous journal. There's a little bit more bleed through, so yeah, maybe I just need to find a different pen. But yeah, I think it looks alright so far. On this page I have a list of movies to watch. As you can see, it's not that many yet, but I feel like I have a random list somewhere, but I kind of kept, like, I've lost it, I think. I'm not sure where it is, so when I find it again I'll make this list a bit longer, because I'm pretty sure there's many more movies I would like to watch. On this page I'm going to keep track of the series that I'm watching, just what episodes I've watched, so that I know where I need to continue. So the series that I'm currently sort of watching, The Last Kingdom, Outlander, Anne with an E, Rain, One Day at a Time, The Fosters and Stargate SG-1. On this page I've written some deadlines for my bachelor thesis that I hope to be doing this year, and maybe when I'll make an actual plan, I'll also write down my plan for my thesis, but right now I don't really have any. Then the next few pages are for my study abroad related things. Basically I wrote down the term dates and reading weeks. Yeah, I meant to just like have 4 pages dedicated to this, so that I could also do like a checklist of like important stuff that I need to remember to bring abroad, that kind of stuff. But I actually accidentally left open a few more pages, but yeah, I'm sure I can fill it up with something. I don't really know yet what though, but we'll see. And on the next page here is actually where like my months are gonna start. I'm gonna start using it in September, which is in a few days. So yeah, I just made my September monthly spread. I always have like a list of monthly goals, and it's just stuff that I want to do that month, which isn't really related to a particular date, and it's also not very urgent, but it's just stuff that I would like to do, not very necessary. And then on this side I just have the dates and whatever I really need to remember on that date. And that's what I have so far, because next week, or when like September 1st comes around, I'm just gonna start like making weekly spreads, but I haven't started it yet because I don't really know, like there's still some stuff that I want to get done this week and maybe I won't get to it, so yeah, I'll figure it out later. But yeah, this is what my journal looks like so far. I'm sure it will fill out very quickly, but let me know in the comments if you have any particular spreads that you really like or you think are very useful, and maybe I'll see you next time. Bye!